Welcome to our channel. Hi there, my name is Ranjan. I am a full stack DevOps engineer with 11.5 years of experience working in IT. I am also a 4.5-star rated Udemy instructor teaching more than 72,000 students worldwide. On this channel, my goal is to make you learn and grow by sharing my experience. So if you like my work, then do like this video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe this channel for more such awesome videos in future. So let's get started. Thank you. Welcome. In this course, we are going to create this nice responsive website, which is just a representation of a property listing marketplace. We are going to create this website using just HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap 5. So this website is completely responsive. It has the navigation bar, it has the search box, it has the slider here with controls, it has this card section, it has this call to action section, it has contact us, nice footer with 3 layout and a copyright section. All this we are doing with the help of Bootstrap 5. And you see the font is also looking great, so we are using this Google Fonts for that and Bootstrap 5 for styling. We are using Font Awesome for our icon, and we are getting some images from open source website. Overall, we are building this nice application, and if I go to the mobile view, you will see everything is very responsive and nothing breaks. So this is the power of Bootstrap. So you will learn a lot of things in this course, how to use Bootstrap to build any kind of layout or a website of your choice. So if this is interesting to you, then please join me in the course. Thank you. Go to your computer and create any folder where you want to keep the project code. And in that folder, you can just type here cmd.exe and then just open that folder in Visual Studio Code Editor. So type code space dot. It's going to open Visual Studio Code Editor for you in that folder. I already have a project, so I will minimize that project. And what I will do is I will create another folder here called project 2. You can give any name you want. And in this I'm going to create first file as index.js, index.html, press shift exclamation and it will suggest us the dummy markup. So I will say project 2 and type here hello. Right click on it and open with live server extension. If you don't have this extension, go to this left menu extensions and here search for live server. Give a space here and click on this one, which is from Ritvik Day. Install this and restart your Visual Studio Code Editor. Then you will, when you will restart it, here if you right click, you should see open with live server. Click on this, it's going to open the project in live server and here we have hello. So first thing that we will do is go ahead and go to getbootstrap.com, click on get started and then we will add Bootstrap to our project. So copy this CSS, go here, paste it here. Next, go to this JS, copy this, paste it here. After that, we will also need Google Fonts. So go to Google and type Google Fonts, click here, search for Poppins. I like this font, so I will go with Poppins. It's already here. So then you can choose different styles from here, like this is already selected, so I have taken this one. If you want more bold, you can also take more bold. Let's say I will take this as well. So this is selected and one bold is selected. One, two is selected and one more at the bottom is selected. Three. This is sufficient. So copy this whole thing from here and go and paste it here. Next is we will need the font awesome for icons. So click CDNJS font awesome. Go to the first link. Click on this copy link for all mean CSS and paste it here. Now if we go to our application or the browser, we will see font automatically getting applied on the hello, which means our Bootstrap is working. So let's apply the font as, let's write a little bit here, hello world, and let's create a CSS file in our project. So we'll say style.css and then let's say I will say for the whole body tag, I will say font hyphen family as Poppins, because we already have imported that here from Google Fonts. So if we go and now we have to import this CSS here. So I will say link and then I will say /style.css. Save it and we see the Poppins font is applied. So this is it for this video. Thank you. Welcome. Now let's go ahead and create some skeleton containers for our project. So I will say div and here I will apply class called container for our app container. I'll give this name as app container as a class, and in this we will create multiple sections. So first section will be div and then we can say with class as let's have sections first. So first section we will say press. So how to give comment? So angular bracket and then this exclamation sign hyphen hyphen, this is comment. So navbar start and we will say navbar end. So this is the navbar section. We will create navbar here. Then we will have carousel section, carousel section. After that we can, if we want, we can keep our services section or we can skip that. That's up to us. Or we can just show latest listings. I can say featured or latest, let's say latest listings. Next is we will have add new listing section, add new listing, or let's say view all listing, view all listing. So this is the listing website, so we are going to show all the listings here, and then we will have a section for, let's say, For now we will create contact form. So we'll have contact form, and finally we will have the footer section. So we will have footer. We can have more sections if we want our services, our pricing, all those sections. But this is it for our website for now. Later on we can create more section. Thank you. So let's go ahead and first work on our navigation section. Here we go to getbootstrap.com and search for navbar. So we will get navbar here and scroll down. We can take this navigation bar. So copy this whole content and go here and paste it here. So this is our navbar section. Let's go ahead and look how it looks. So it looks like this, which is decent. This is what we wanted. Let's remove this disabled link. Apart from that, others we can keep. So go to disabled here. We can remove the disabled link, and later on we can fix this. So this is how we create a navbar section using Bootstrap. Thank you. Welcome. So we have completed our navbar section. So what I will do, I will minimize this. So here you can see an arrow. You can click on this and this will minimize navbar. Next is to get the carousel section. So let's go to get Bootstrap and type here carousel, and it's going to give us here carousel. So click on that, and there are different types of carousel. So what we are going to go with is this kind of carousel with caption and this. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to create a section here. You can create a section or a div, doesn't matter. So I'm going to mention here shift tab. I will mention here as class as carousel section. We are not going to style them, just giving some class for now, and paste it here. And if we just paste this and go now and see how it looks, so it looks like broken because we have not added some images and other things. So what we will do is we will go and add some images. So go to unsplash.com, unsplash, and here we get some free photos. So here we search for house, let's say, and we get many houses. So let's say we will copy this. So right click on this and copy image address. Take this and paste it here in the image section of the carousel. Similarly, go and take another one, right click, copy image address, and we paste it into the other image. Then we got another one, right click, copy image address and paste it here. So if we go now to our website and see, so it looks quite big. So we need to fix this particular image size and height and width. So let's do that in the next video. Thank you. Welcome. So now it's time to fix our carousel, the image height. It is quite big. So what we will do is we will simply go here and go to our carousel main section. So here we have this ID. So what we will do is we will take this carousel ID and then we will go here, and in this we will say hash of this ID and then all the image tag inside it. So there are multiple image tags inside it. So if we go here, there's one image here, there's another image here. So I would better target it with the help of this carousel section, this. So instead of this I will say dot this. So I will just say height is 300 pixel, and if I save this and go and see our project, so it looks like this now. So here we have the arrow, go forward, backward like this, and here we also have the controls which we can control. So 300, maybe we can say 350. Let's see how it looks. So 350 looks good enough for us, and this is fine. So let's continue in the next video. Thank you. Welcome. Now we are done with our carousel section. So what I will do is I will also go and minimize this particular section. Next is latest listing section. So what we want to show is whichever are the newest top three listings we are going to show here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just say another section here, and I will give it a class, a latest listing, and here I'm going to go ahead and apply the bootstrap column and row section. So what I would like to show, I would like to show three listings in one row. So what I will do, I will say div, and I will say class as container, and in this this is bootstrap container class, so I will say div dot row, and then in this I will say div dot call of md hyphen, I will say 4 because I want to show 3. So what happened here, let's check. Div, so div dot call hyphen md of 4, and then in the small devices I will say call hyphen sm of 12. So this is one. So let's go ahead and grab the listing how we want to show. So in the bootstrap I will click show search here card and click on cards, and I would like to have this. Let's see what kind of card we can use. So this card looks good. So what I will do, I will copy this card, copy this and paste it here, and let's go to our page and see how it looks. So we have one card here, so it is quite here, so it's not good. The image is not there, so it's not looking good. So what I will do, I will take an image for now. So right click, copy image address, go here, and here's our image. So I will paste the image here. So if I go now here, so this is looking great. So what I can do is further I need to give some margin here. So before that I would like to have something added here, like a div, I will say class row. Let's write down latest listing section. So in this I will say div with class as call 12. I always want this to be shown in one column. So here I can say h2, I can say latest listings. Let's see how it looks. So it looks like this. I want this to be in the center. So I will say here I will just say text center, text hyphen center. So it will be at the center, and I need some margin and padding around this. So I will say on this row margin uh, y as 3. So here at the top it's a little bit at the bottom. So I will say margin y of 5. So this looks good. And now this is my listing card. So what I want to do now is in this card, I want to get rid of this section, which is these things I don't want. So I will say I will get rid of this for now. So this looks good. So I'm going to copy this whole thing, and this is one item. So I will copy this and paste it. Let's check if this is ending here. Yes, I will paste it 2 more times. Copy, paste, paste. So if we see now, so it looks like this. Our latest listings looks like this. So this is for now good enough. Maybe what we can do is we can reduce some space between them, that we will look at later. For now, this is good enough. Thank you. Welcome. What we are seeing here is there is this card is small little bit, but there's a lot of space, and this from this side there is less space and this side more space. So it is also not looking good in the mobile view. So there is a lot of space. So let's look at why is this. So when we copied this card section, here is the card. So this is one card. We see that they have applied, Bootstrap has applied some static width. So let's remove this. We don't want to apply any static width, otherwise it will not be responsive for us. So remove this and remove this as well. Now save it, and there you go. So it looks now perfect the way we want. So if I right click, inspect, and then try to see it in the mobile view, you see it looks great. There is no issue, but then there's no gap between the two cards in the vertical view. So let's fix that as well. So in the vertical view, in the every card, what we will do, at every card we will apply a margin bottom of 2, and then we apply it at all the cards so that it will make the card little bit, it will give some space at the bottom of the each card. So here we have, see, this is a small gap we get, this small gap here and here as well. So this is how we can fix this, and now it is completely responsive. Perfect. This is how it looks. Thank you. Welcome. Let's go ahead and create our call to action section. So in here now I'm going to minimize this latest listing section, and here we have the view all listings or call to action section. So this we can also call as call to action or something. For now we will just keep it as view all, and I will say section, and I will apply a class of container hyphen fluid, and for now I will give a background of bg primary. We can give any color we want, or any image as a background, or any gradient as a background. For now I will keep it simple. So here what I want is I want to just write some text. For now, view all listings. So if I go, I see this section here, but it is very small, so it's not taking any height or width. So I'm going to give a class here, all listings, and I will go to our CSS class, and here I will apply a bootstrap text hyphen white and text hyphen center. Text hyphen white will make the color of the font as white, and text center will bring it in the center. So here is the section we see. Let's give a margin in the top and bottom in the y-axis by margin of 5. So it's looking like this. 5 is too much, so I will say 3. And let's increase the height of this. So I will go to Bootstrap in my CSS. I will say all listings, and I will say height of 50 pixel, or I can also say REM, which is a relative unit. So 50 REM is too much. We should not, when we are giving 50 REM, it should be 1 point something. So 1.1 REM is like close to, I think, 14 or 16 pixel. So I will say 1.5 or 1.8 REM for now. So this is this much, 1.8, so I can say 5.8. So this is like this, maybe more. 8 rem is the height I would like to give, maybe more, 10 rem. And now I want this to be at the center here somewhere. So how I can do that? So I will go to this section here and I will say I will make this as d flex, and after that let's put this in the h1 tag or h3 tag. So I will cut this, I will say h2, paste it here, and now after putting deflex we can basically apply align here in the center vertically and horizontally. Let's do that. So if we want to make bring something at the center here horizontally, so we have to define its container as this is the container for h2, so we will say deflex. And if I want to make it horizontally center, by default it is uh, the flex is deflex, which is flex row, that the flex direction is row. So I will say justify content center. If I do this, then it is going to bring it horizontally center. And if I do, if I want to make it vertically also center, let's say here, then I have to say justify, sorry, align items, align items, align items center. And here it is now at the center. All this you can find in the documentation. So if I say deflex, so we will see in the flex box here we can see if we say something deflex, then the child can be treated as the flex items. So by default the flex direction is row. So by default the flex direction is row. If you want, we can give flex direction as column as well, flex column like this, and it will work differently. And here is the justify content, which if this is, if the flex direction is row, then we can say like this, justify content start, end, bottom, center, around. So we use center, which is like this it brought. Now similarly, if you want to align items vertically like this, remember with the flex direction row I'm talking, then you can say align items center, the start and baseline like this. So similarly, if you check why I did applied here the class as a um, in the container, if you see this one, we set container fluid. With the container fluid, what happens is this occupies the whole width, whole space. If I just say container, then it will cut off from this side and this side. So let me remove this fluid and you will see the magic. So here it's, see, it is up to here, but I wanted full width. So I said container fluid. So now it is full width. So here you can find about that container and container fluid, what it does. Just search for the documentation and you will find everything. So containers, and we can also have containers SMMD like this for different devices also, where we can contain we can regulate the width and height based upon different devices. So we can say in small devices it should be like this, and large this, and all those things we can apply this. And for responsive containers, this is the ones which we can use, and for normal containers we use this one. And then we have the container fluid, which is for the full width that we saw. Similarly for the background, so bg primary, if I say, so if I type here background, so you will see this bg primary this color, bg secondary this color, danger info, all these are these kind of colors which we can apply. Similarly we have gradient also. So let's say if I wanted to apply bg with some gradient, so I can say bg primary bg dot bg gradient. So if I just type here bg primary bg gradient, then it is going to apply a little bit of gradient fill for us. So here it looks little nicer now. So this is how we can you use the whole Bootstrap CSS or Bootstrap classes. Same way, text center means bring everything in center, which is in the container. So here, wherever we will use text as center, text center class, it will bring things to the center. This is not the class, but we use that way. And then, of course, we have MX auto margin. If we say margin, so we have margin padding. So this also we can say margin start, and then MD means it will only apply, this margin will only apply for the medium device. So we can apply different types of things with different types of devices as well. So if we look at this particular thing, then we can use this. So here, if you go, there are more items which we can use, like visibility, visible, invisible. So there are a lot of things we have got which we can use in Bootstrap. So always refer the documentation for the things you want before writing custom CSS. So let's say I want a button also beneath this. So let me put a button as well here. So I will say button, and I will say listings, and I will apply some class here. So class btn, let's say info. Let's see how it looks. So this looks like this because it is now on side by side, because we have said justify content center. So if I say make it flex hyphen column, now it is one below another. So this is how we can apply things. And this text I want white, so I will say text hyphen white. So you see the listings button, this becomes white now. So this is how you can put lots of different styling using Bootstrap. So if I want to put some margin and padding around this, so I can apply that as well. And on the button I can say padding of 2 all around. So it has a padding of 2 now all around. And it is completely responsive also. So if we check this now, this is completely responsive. See, it is all responsive. Perfect. This is it for this video. Thank you. Welcome. Now let's go ahead and add the icons that we chose. Like we are using Font Awesome. So let's apply some icons here. So here we have our website. So what I will do is I will go to the Font Awesome website, and as we are using the CDN Font Awesome version 6, so we have to also go to the website and go for version 6 here. It's 5 point something. So select 6, and you can click on icons here. I already have it here, so click on free icons, and I can take some icons what I want. So let's say I will take this icon. So click on this, then click here. It will copy this snippet, and what I want is I want to show this icon here. So let's say I will put this icon here. So it should now show on top of our here. So you see it is showing it here, but the font size is very small. So for the font size, we have some display classes. So if I go here, display. So this is the block, the inline. What we can do is uh, what we have to basically apply the font size. So we search for font here. So go with font size here, and here if we see, we can do text capital, small, all this also. So let's say I want to do this. So I will copy this, and I can go to this. I can say class, equal to text capitalize. So if I go here, it will, it should make everything capital. Let's see. So text capitalize is, it did the first letter capital for all. So if I make it as view small v, then also it will be capital only here. But we don't want text capitalized, so we maybe want uppercase. So everything should be uppercase. So let's say I copy this and make it here text uppercase. So if I check now, so everything is uppercase here. But the thing is, we need to also, let me make this also here, button text also uppercase. So this is listings, but we have to increase the font of this one. So font size, if we go down here, so if you see, it says FS1, FS2, FS like this. So what I can do is I can take, let's say, this one, FS1, it is big one. So I will say font size big. So here I will say FS1 and save it. And now if we go here, you will see this is a quite a big one, but there is no space around it. So let's add a padding around it. So here in this listing text, I will add a padding of 1 around it. So it will have good space around this. And now we see that this band is slightly small in, so let's increase the height of the band. So we can say 10.5 or let's say 11. So now it's looking great. So this is how we can utilize some fonts and text, these kind of classes from Bootstrap. And of course, again, the text is also responsive for small devices. If you want, you can do this. If you want, we are using text center, but if you want text start, text end, you can do this, is use this. So it will be displayed like center, end, like this. But if you want only on the small devices, it should start, and large devices, it should be center. So you can apply that class text sm start, text MD center. You can do this. So it will be in the small devices on the start and the medium devices in the center. So those kind of things. And if you have large text, you can apply text wrap property also. So the text will wrap to the next line. So this is how we can do. And of course, if you want to apply a badge around something, so let's say if I want to apply a badge around something, maybe I will try to show you here in this section. If I put maybe I will see if something is happening here. So it's not showing, but if you see, this view listing is become small and it has applied the badge of the same color. But that's fine. We can basically take a look at the badge later on, not now. So this is it for this video. Thank you. Welcome back. Now it's time for us to apply the form. Like the we want to create a contact form here. So in, if we go down, so here what we can say, we can create a section, or we can also do a div. So it's not mandatory that we should use always section. So I can say div, and in this I will give a class as class contact form, and then in the contact form section I can say, let's say I will just paste it here, and I will put this style here. So this is the body level, this is carousel, this is listing, and let's say here I will say contact form. And in the contact form, what I would like to do is I will say contact form is total width is, let's say 80, or say 760 view W is the view width. So whatever is the width of the screen, based on that, based on 60, it will take 60 parts of it. So if I say border of 1px solid red, just to show you, you will see it has taken 60, but now it is not here. So it is from left 60, but I want it into here in the center. So I have multiple ways. Here I can do like margin, and then I can say y-axis 0, x-axis auto. So it will come at the center, but we don't want to do it with the CSS as we are learning Bootstrap. So we will do with the help of Bootstrap. So I will come here and I will say here MX Auto. So MX Auto will make our thing bring in this section in the center of the form. So now our form is here. Perfect. Now what we want to do, we want to put our form content here. So let's search for form. So here we have form, go to form, and here what we want is we want to take this form which is nothing but this kind of form. So what we want is a form which is looking contact form like, or this kind of form is also good enough for us. So I'm going to just copy things from here and paste it here. And of course, if I go now and see, our form is looking like this. But what happens if I reduce the form size? If I reduce the size, this form is very small because the border is this and we have given it like this. What I want is when the device is small, it should take the whole width. So let's apply a media query here. So what I will do, I will say @media, and here I will say max width up to the width of, whenever I say max width, it means up to the width of 768 pixel. Do what? We will change the width of the contact form. We will change the width, we will only change the width of the contact form to width as not 100%, but we will give some 99 view W so that there's a little bit of space around it. So there's, you see, there's a small space. Now the form is completely full width, but 99 is not good enough, so I will say 95. So now it is looking great, and if I do this, then it will come to the center. So this is how we made responsive to our form with the help of media query. In the bigger device looks like this, smaller device like this, because this media query is getting into effect after until 768. So we are saying until screen width of 760 to 768, form width should be 95 view W. So this is how we can control, and now we can get rid of this border. We don't want that. Perfect. So in the next video we are going to add some more items to our form. Thank you. Welcome. So what we will do now, we will do some styling to our form. It is not looking that great. So what I will do, I will first go in the form, and here above this contact form section, what I will do is I will say an H3 or H2, whatever we are using. I will say contact us. Let's see how it looks. So contact us, it is at the corner. So I want to bring it to the center. So what I will do, I will just say classes text center. So now it's at the center, and I want to give some padding around this. So what is the padding we used around this on margin? Let's check. Let's around this we I think use 5, margin of 5 around latest listings. So here is the section, maximize it. So here we are using my5. So I will use the same margin across y-axis. So contactors, I will say class of my5. If I go now here, so it is like this. 5 is maybe more, so I will just say 4. So this is fine, or let it be 5, that's okay. And next is we need to change this contact form. So email address, if you want we can keep these labels. Email, continue with the form like this. Email password is, and I don't want this checkbox, so check me out I can get rid of. So password is should not be, it should not be password, it should be basically text. So name we can say, and here we should change the contact name as the ID and give the contact name as the ID here, so that when clicking on the text it will select the content as well. So full name. So if you give the same ID to the label, so if I click here it will also select here, if I click here it will select here. If you don't give if you make a mistake to this ID, or this value is not the same as this value, then it won't work. So if I change this, so you will see it will not select, it will not help focusing the text box. If I remove this and click on this, then it will focus on it. Perfect. So I can continue to create more things, like I can say copy this, paste, and let's say contact message. Somebody wants to write some message to us, so I will say message. So copy this, and this should be not this but text area. So I will say text area, and the text area I should, let's say, self close it, and or maybe we have to do like this, text area, and here we can say your query. If we see this now, it's showing here, maybe something is wrong, let's check. So here this should not be typed as text, rather this should be just like this. And then if you want to specify the number of rows, and let's say we say 4 rows and some columns, let's say you can say 60 columns, you can do that, that's also allowed here. So if I go here, so this looks quite big, I don't want 4 rows, it was, let's say 3 rows is sufficient, and column I will remove. Column is like vertically like this, how many columns, so I will get rid of this. Rows I will need like this, like this, like this, 3 rows I want. So this looks perfect. One small thing that we have to do is, now I have to make this button flat long, like this whole width it should occupy. So let's do that in the next video. Thank you. So in order to make this button flat full width, what you have to do is just create a div here and put this button inside the div, paste this, and put a class here from Bootstrap that's called d-grid. And now if we go and check our button, it should occupy the full width. See, it's occupying the full width. And if we give a little bit of margin bottom of 2 beneath there, then we should see a little bit of margin here. Perfect. So this is it for this video. Thank you. Welcome back. So far we have done things around hero section, which is this one with slider, latest listings, and a call to action section, which is this one, and a contact form. Now we will go ahead and finish up the footer part. So let's go to our code. Here we have the footer section. So again, we would like to create a container. So let's say div dot footer section, and we would like to have a full width footer always. So I'm going to create div with a class of container hyphen fluid, which is bootstrap class, and this is going to occupy the full width always. And in here I'm going to give this footer a background color. So I will say BG primary. We can use any color we want. I'm going to just go with the BG primary, which is the blue color. So if I go now, nothing will happen because we haven't written anything, so there is no height to it. So if I just write here footer, we will see something there. You see this section small, but we would like to have a much bigger height. So I'm going to take this and go to the CSS, and before this media query, remember media query should be always at the end. So here I'm going to say minimum width or minimum height should be, let's say, 50 or 60 pixel. We could also use rem. So this is how much is 60 pixel. So maybe more. Let's go ahead and use in rem 5 rem. So it is quite sorry, we changed the width wrong place. We should modify here 5 rem, and this is 5 rem, so I will go with, let's say, 8 rem. So this is okayish, but I would like to have 10. So 10 rem, and now this is looking fine. I need a little bit of gap. So what I'm going to do, below this button, I would like to have, let's say, margin bottom of 5. And if I go now, this is fine. And now in the footer section, I would like to have 3 sections. One is here we will have some things. In the center we will have some things, and here we will have some things. So let's say we will have some links here, and we will have subscribe to our newsletter here, and maybe some contact details here. 3 layout. So we are going to use the grid system for that. Let's do that in the next video. Thank you. Welcome. So now what we want is, in medium or large devices, we would need 3 columns. Column 1, column 2, and 3. And in small devices, it should be always, this column should be one, other one beneath it, other one beneath it. So let's go ahead and apply the grid system. So div.row, in that the first column would be div.col hyphen md medium. We would need 3 columns, so 4, and col hyphen sm 12. So this will be, let's say, quick links. Here we will have quick links. We will style it later. Similarly, we will have 2 more. Here we will have subscription, newsletter, and here we will have contact details. Let's see how it looks. So here we have 3 sections like this, here and here. But if you see, there is a little bit of space left here. So let's see what happened. So we are having this container fluid row. So 4, 4, 4 in the medium devices. So let's first apply the text white, text hyphen white. So these are the 3 sections, and let's try to bring them at the center. So I would say text hyphen center. So now they are aligned center, and of course there should be a padding or margin at the top. So let's do that. So here on this row we say margin top of 2, or let's try to give padding top of 2. So there's a little bit of padding here. So let's also try to increase this, or maybe we leave it as is for now. That's okay. So now in the this section we are trying to create just a layout. So now in the next video we will work on the quick links. Thank you. Welcome. So now we will just keep our focus in this block. So what I'm going to do, going to just give a little bit of border here. So border hyphen danger. So we will get a red border. So this is what we see. Now I would like to have some, basically I want things to be one below another. So that's how I want. So what I will do here, I will create a heading first, h2, and I will say quick links. Then I would like to have an anchor tag which with, let's say, doesn't matter, we are not going to give anything here, just display purpose, about us. Let's see how it looks. So here we have quick links, it's quite big, and about us. So we are going to reduce this to h5 maybe. Let's see how it looks. So here we have about us, and this is not in white color, so we are going to apply class text hyphen white. So we have this now. Similarly, we would like to have more, so press alt shift alt and down arrow. Let's see how it looks. Now they are one beside other. So what we will do, we will make this div as dflex. So we'll say d hyphen flex. By default, if we do dflex, it's still going to be like this. But what we want is one below another. So what we will do, we'll say flex direction, we will make it as column. Save it, and we see one below another. Perfect. Let's give a little bit of margin bottom, or margin around them, or padding around them. Padding of 2 maybe. Let's see how it looks. This is good. So padding of 2 and padding of 2. And I will get rid of this border. We don't need this border. And here we can say our team portfolio, something we can put here. So if the padding is too much, we can reduce the padding by 1. So this looks good enough for now. Of course, at the top, padding top, we can give maybe 3. So this looks good enough for now. Perfect. So in the next video, we are going to work on the newsletter section. Thank you. Welcome. Now it's time for us to work on the newsletter section. So we go to the code, and here what we will do, we will again copy the link from here. We'll paste it and we'll say newsletter. And if we want to have everything in an alphabet, then we know the class. You can look for documentation, but I know the class, so we can say text upper case. Same way we will take this and put it here so that this will be also uppercase. So here it is. And now we say newsletter, and we will give an input box here. So input placeholder, subscribe to our newsletter. Let's give a class here, form-control. So this looks like this. We need to give some padding around this. So we will say padding of 5. And of course this should be at the center. So what we will do, we will make this again deflex and flex column. And now we made it as flex column, so it is one beneath another. But if we want this thing, this both to be at the center somewhere here, then I think we have to, what I will do is I will basically make this, instead of doing this deflex way, we can do it in another way also. That is also fine. So instead of giving a class here, class of padding, let's say margin y-axis, margin y will give 5. Let's see how it looks. So it is too much, 5. Reduce it to 3. That is good, or maybe 4. Let's give 3 and we give a button here. And we say button, and then we say class btn-btn success. Whatever color you want, you can give. You can also give your own custom color to the button. And here we can say subscribe. So here we have the button, here we have the newsletter. Perfect. I think we should increase the height of the footer a little bit. It looks clumsy. So I can say 12 rem. So this looks nice. This looks better. And I can also push it from top little bit. So padding top of 4 or 5. And little more height. This is much better. So now we finished our newsletter section. Next we have to move to the contact details section. Let's do that in the next video. Thank you. Welcome. Now it's time to fix this section or work on the contact details section. So we go to the code and we repeat the things that we have been doing. We copy this. Cut, paste. And then what we will do is, not sure why we have the padding top here. If we leave it out, what happens? Let's check. Nothing. So that was unnecessary. And let's put the details here. So we will have a paragraph tag here, and we'll say street number 35. Yeah. City, let's say put Mumbai. another paragraph tag, Maharashtra, Maharashtra, and then let's give some zip code. I don't remember what's the zip code of this, but I will give something and I will say India. Whatever is your address, you can give it here. And now this is taking too much spaces between them. We don't want that. So what we could do is we could say class of, or we could get rid of all this and because it is taking too much space, so I can give class and maybe a padding of 1. Does it reduces it? No, it's still a lot of space. So we will not go with multiple paragraphs. Rather, we will use the same paragraph and we will go with that. BR tag, paste it, BR tag. We'll see how it looks and then we will modify accordingly. Let's see how it looks. So this is okay and we can give a BR tag here as well. So this is good enough. So this is how we can create a footer section. Thank you. So now we will go ahead and create our copyright section. So go to the code and here at the bottom where we have the footer, and let's create another section, call it as copyright, and we just give here div with the full column class. So we say class as row and a full width div with the class call 12, all rights reserved, 2022. So here we have it's at the corner, so let's bring it at the center. So we say text hyphen center. So it's here. Let's give around some padding of 4. So here we have it's 4 is too much, so let's say 3. So this looks awesome and we are kind of done with designing our site. One last thing is let's change this navigation to look better, or like it should look like this, like our theme. So let's go ahead and do that in the next video. Welcome. To fix this section, what we can do is we can go here and we have our already the call to action section where we have kept these two classes. We said BG primary and BG gradient. So we are going to copy these two and go to our navigation, and in the navigation let's change this to dark. So make sure to change this nav bar to dark and replace this with this color, this BG primary. I would like to keep it as blue color, so I will replace it and it looks like this, but our button is now hidden. You could give any other color to this, that's fine, just you have to change the background. Now our button is kind of gone. So here I see the search button here. It's success. So I'm going to say warning. And if I go now, yeah, this looks decent. So now it has been changed. Perfect. Next is here also let's in the footer let's apply a little bit of gradient here. So this class that we have bg gradient, let's copy that and apply in our footer background as well. So in our footer here we have the context section, carousel section. This is our footer section. So here I'm going to apply the gradient. Let's see how it looks. So there's not much of a difference, but it looks slightly different. Okay, so this is how it looks now on the desktop. Let's check in the mobile. So we have the menu working perfect. So if we scroll down, latest listing section, this looks good. View listing, contact us, and in the menu we have. So there's a little bit of space needed here. Margin bottom. After this, so let's quickly give that. So we need to give margin bottom after this. So here we can say margin bottom of 2 only in the small device. So only in small devices, let's say. So now margin bottom SM2, or let's say padding bottom. It's not taking. Let's quickly just remove this and just give. So here it is, little bit of padding. Same we will do for, let's increase this to 3. This is good. And here after portfolio, we will also give that. Copy this, apply here. Let's look at how it is now. So if we scroll down, so this looks much better now. So if I go back to the desktop view, nothing has changed. Everything looks okay. So perfect. So this is how we can create a nice website using Bootstrap 5, HTML and CSS. Thank you.